The Samsung Galaxy 8. We're calling it the new blueprint. We're not calling it the ultimate, but we're calling it the new blueprint because the curved displays and different things that they've been doing since back the Note 4 Edge is now becoming a staple, with Apple looking to do the same thing with their version later on this year. It's time to let you know why this is the new blueprint. Unlike previous years, Samsung is giving both versions of the Galaxy S line the Edge treatment. Before it was a standard and then a larger Edge. Now it's just, they're both Edge, so one's a larger screen, larger battery. Welcome to Samsung's Infinity Display, a more fine-tuned screen panel packing pixels and curved just right on each side. Everything viewed on here is great, whether it's inside or out in direct sunlight. And if you're worried about that pesky black bar when viewing media, because that's a slightly taller 18:5:9 aspect ratio, so it's very narrow and tall, you can make everything fit by just hitting a button where it says to crop to fit to larger screen. Now, in regards to the size difference, this is probably the one time I would recommend getting the standard Galaxy S rather than this taller one, because the battery lives are, of course, there's a notable difference, but if you can't use it comfortably in your hand, then what's the point? So Samsung is the first to make use of Snapdragon's latest 835 processor. That, along with 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage, makes for an effortless experience. And that's no real surprise in this department. Now, we talked about the battery before. There's a 500 milliamp difference between the two. The S8 has a 3000 milliamp, while the S8 Plus has a 3500 milliamp. So with the S8, I was making it through 12 to 14 hours a day with light to moderate usage. And then with heavy usage, you're probably gonna get around 8 hours or so. With the S8 Plus, I was getting closer to 20 hours light to moderate. And then with a heavier beating, with a heavier usage, maybe close to 13 to 15 hours. So of course, the bigger S8 get the bigger battery, but it's not game changing. Either one will last you a full day of work. So what you need to do after that, that depends on you. Now, I'm pretty sure when they announced it, a lot of you guys are probably really disappointed or bummed out with the same camera specs from last year. But guess what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not exactly the same. Samsung made sure to beef up software image processing, so it on paper it's the same, but it feels a little bit better. 9 times out of 10, just shooting random and auto, you get great shots. Well-lit situations bring forth sharp and vibrant results, while low-light ones bring forth pretty good results with a little bit of noise present. The addition of their own Snapchat-like features are hilarious and, of course, make your photos a lot more fun. They made it, they changed the camera layout where you can easier way to zoom in and zoom out with the shutter button, and do all that single finger. Samsung also made sure to up the ante by bumping up the front-facing camera to 8 megapixel and adding autofocus in the mix. So this will easily give Samsung top-tier pick for the best selfie camera thus far. Despite there still being a bit of noise present in certain situations, it's still sharper than the competition. So this is definitely up in the top echelon of iPhone, Pixel XL, and now the Galaxy. I'm not gonna lie, I've never really been a huge fan of TouchWiz. I've liked certain things, but the overall layout has never been for me. Every time I get a Samsung device, throw that Google Now launcher on it right away, get that TouchWiz off ASAP. This is definitely the first time I did not rush, nor have I even yet to do so. I've been using it for a month and I'm still using the TouchWiz, but TouchWiz has now graduated to now the Samsung experience. So along with that, it's on top of Android 7.0 Nougat, which brings forth Google Assistant. So it's a bit of a conundrum because now you got Google Assistant and Bixby. We'll get to Bixby in a second. As far as the rest of the software, notifications are cleaner. The app drawer, swiping up and down. New icons allow you to disable, uninstall, get app info, all with a long press. The settings layout is a lot less of a mess than it once was. Now you got tons of ways to unlock your phone. You can do it via fingerprint, iris scanner, or face scanner. I wouldn't recommend using the face scanner because it can be unlocked. It can be, beat with a photo. So you can just somebody take a photo of you and use it to unlock it if you use the face scanner. Iris scanner works really well. It's pretty fast. Of course, some people may have issues with it. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been fine. Fingerprint scanner is still not ideal, but it's not that big of a deal. Samsung's new always on display rolls out a lot better as it has more options in regards to what can be viewed, because before it's very limited. You can check out music controls, calendar events, and even more widgets. For those of you who use the Edge apps, it's gotten better. So you still got your closest contacts with People Edge, your favorite apps with Apps Edge, and now you have some stuff from the Note 7 with Smart Select for custom screen grabs and GIFs and a couple other things. So they make it a little more interesting. So if you use it, it's a little more useful, and if you don't, then you don't need to use it. As far as Bixby is concerned, at this point of recording, it's not really there yet. In my opinion, in its current form, the way it is, I think they should have just waited till the Note 8 to really unveil Bixby, because it's not really whatever. Bixby Vision is okay. It works when it can actually find the product. Sometimes you can use it and doesn't really find the product. Bixby homepage is doing their version. It's pretty much Samsung's versions of a Google Now homepage, where it gives you all your stuff. I mean, it's a lot of information. It's cool, but it's just like, you know, if you've already used Google's version and you like it, I don't think this will stray you away. But there's a select few that this may be better for you. Bluetooth 5.0, which we didn't really dive into, but you know, you got tons of audio settings and different stuff you can do that a lot of people may not have dug into. But the Bluetooth 5.0 is just a game changer. Even if you're not streaming to two Bluetooth devices at the same time, just doubling the range of how far you can walk away from it before it starts to cut out. So they definitely fine-tuned the design. It's sleeker, it's even more beautiful, it's great to hold. Of course, it's a little on the slippery side, a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but a good design, good build, good battery life, good cameras. I mean, it's gonna check off the boxes most people want on a smartphone. So you really only need to worry about what lies ahead in regards to should you buy the S8 or not, if you haven't done so already. You got the new Pixel coming, which, you know, as long as they switch up the design and kind of just beef up the internals, I'm already game. You got the Note 8 and then the LG V30. So those are the three things that's coming on the Android side of things that we're aware of. There are a couple of surprises. OnePlus 5 might be like a game changer, but who knows? So until all that happens or all that comes out and you're still interested, the Galaxy S8 sits on top of the Android's Iron Throne. So again, big shout out to Verizon for hooking us up with these, because we've just still been waiting if we didn't get them. Thanks for watching. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we truly appreciate it. Take care.